Iona Community Trust, we are a community development charity working on the Isle of Mull. We've been operating for over 25 years, and our most recent project was the acquisition of Ardura Community Forest. Our intention is to restore the extent of the rainforest to the areas which have previously been planted with commercial forestry. We know from the old maps from the 1840s and 1860s, Ardura used to be called Dora Chulin, which in Gaelic means Grove of the Holly. So holly has always had a very special place within Ardura, and we can still see some of the veteran trees. One of the key management actions that we have is to bring back to life the veteran oak and holly trees that are currently drowning within the Sitka spruce plantation. With our partners TreeStory, we have a long-term management plan which describes activities which will improve the biodiversity value of Ardura Community Forest.
We have been working with TreeStory for a number of years now, and they have been effectively the managers of the forest, and they have been also recognising how far in advance our thinking is in terms of what needs to happen in a forest and what could happen in a forest. They're due a lot of credit to be able to take this forest to the accreditation that we actually now have. So this is a big boost and verification of what we always thought was the right thing to happen here. It's had this huge external verification, which is the first in the UK.
TreeStory is an independent forestry consultancy across Scotland for a variety of different landowners. We provide advice on all aspects of forest management, carbon and natural capital. So FSC Impact Verification builds on forest management certification, and it allows a property to specifically demonstrate impacts it's having above and beyond standard forest management. There's a variety of different ways that can be measured: biodiversity, carbon, water, soil, or recreation. At Ardura, we choose to focus on just biodiversity and recreation. So we did a whole range of surveys, including lichens and birds and vegetation surveys across the whole property, just to give us a really good, clear picture of where we were right now and where we wanted to be in 5 years' time. So in terms of biodiversity, we wanted to demonstrate that they were having a positive impact by restoring the native woodland on this site and protecting the ancient remnants that are still here. We knew we wanted to do some work around halo thinning some of the ancient remnants and releasing them and improving the habitat quality for the lichens which are here. And in terms of recreation, there is a plan to provide additional facilities, composting toilet, additional path routes, more car parks, as well as lots of community events that are happening within the woodland. We wanted to demonstrate that we were having that positive impact.
The impact verification means an awful lot to us. It's gratifying because after so many years of hard work from a group of volunteers, it just brings it all home that we're doing the right thing.
Look at that!
It came out that tree, maybe?
It did. It fell out of this tree we're under right here. And then feathers. I thought we could chop up.
We'll have to bring in contractors to carry out work for us. We'll have to bring in specialists, different ecologists and so on. So we need to fund all that work for the next 10 to 20 years. So one of the ideas that we've had working with TreeStory is to bring in private finance. The certification from FSC and the impact verification work that we've been doing with UKFCG is going to be central to bringing in those funds.
We worked with TreeStory and Mull and Iona Community Trust to ensure that all of the documents and procedures here at Ardura met FSC requirements. It's exciting to be involved in something that is new to the UK and has such an involvement with biodiversity and people that is looking at alternative revenue streams for the community-owned woodland.
For me personally, it's really rewarding because it's great to see the changes that are happening here as a result of this. And the hope is that through the funding for ecosystem services verification, that there'll be more money available to do more of this work and to be able to see, children coming out here and people having an opportunity to be involved in the biodiversity monitoring. These are opportunities that they wouldn't have had otherwise. And we really hope that we've both given them a really significant recognition of what they're achieved here, but also giving them a way to try and fund more of that work in future. So I'm really hoping that this is the start of something that will become a regular feature.
I think it's really tough for community groups who are completely hemmed in with funding and restrictions, etc. And getting on with what they actually do is to think about the wider scope or options that they have. And I think this is a really good example of thinking with the blinkers off. We shouldn't just think about what we can do, but think about what's possible and actually carry on pushing